evening and welcome to Saturday's main evening news. The headlines. Dozens of tents pitched by migrants along Dublin Canal. Residents asked Taoiseach to follow through on promise about encampments in the city centre.
There was a political commitment given by the Taoiseach that no other shantytowns will be allowed to emerge in the city.
Trinity College grounds closed as students maintain camp in protest against the war in Gaza. Labour's Sadiq Khan wins third term as London Mayor, with Conservatives losing key figure in West Midlands and hundreds of seats in England's local elections. And in sport, Leinster weather a late Northampton fight back at Croke Park to reach the European Champions Cup final. Dozens of tents have been pitched along the Grand Canal in Dublin by asylum seekers who say they have nowhere else to go. Residents in the area...
Even worse today. In a huge blow to the Conservative Party, Andy Street, the incumbent Tory mayor of the West Midlands, lost his seat tonight.
Stand up! Ease!
A knife-edge defeat, which will make it even harder for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to soldier on as Conservative Party leader. Fiona Mitchell, RTE News.
Let's get all of the sport now with Joe.
Ray, thank you. Good night to you. For a third year in succession, Leinster are into the Champions Cup final. James Lowe scored a hat-trick of tries, although Leinster needed to survive a late fight. James Lowe scored a hat-trick of tries, although Leinster needed to survive a late fight back before securing victory by 20 points to 17.
For the first time since 2010, rugby returned to Croke Park. The Champions Cup record attendance of more than 82,000 made their way to GAA headquarters. Indeed, crowd congestion led to a 10-minute delay to kick off. 2 tries in quick succession left Leinster with a healthy advantage inside the opening 15 minutes. On both occasions, Jamison Gibson Park provided the final pass for James Lowe. A conversion and a penalty from Ross Byrne helped Leinster to a 15-3 half-time lead. Early in the second half, that lead was increased.
And the pass is alive. Sheehan. Still alive, Frawley. Still alive, into James Lowe. The hat-trick for the Leinster winger. What a game he's having.
Lowe's hat-trick try proved to be Leinster's solitary second-half score. A converted try from George Hendy cut the deficit to 10 points. When Tom Seabrook's try was also converted, Northampton only trailed by 3. In the closing minutes, the Croke Park atmosphere had turned from celebratory to tense. From a Leinster perspective, there was a palpable sense of relief at the game's conclusion.
What was it like to score a hat-trick here? You seem to very much enjoy it.
Yeah, I was just saying, I reckon I ran it collectively about 10 metres for it. So, boys put that on a platter for me, and I was just the man on the end of it to put the ball down.
Listen, we're delighted. It was an amazing occasion. Quite the build up to it. A lot of work goes in, so credit to EPCR for obviously putting on the event. Credit to the fans who've turned out in their droves. It was an amazing occasion for our guys. So, and we managed to get over the line.
Leinster will face Toulouse or Harlequins in the final at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on May 25th. Dave Kelly, RTE News.
On to the day's hurling action. Wexford comfortably defeated Galway by 8 points to secure their first win in the Leinster Championship, while there was nothing to separate Waterford and Tipperary in what was an entertaining Munster encounter.
Liam Cahill and Tipperary were looking for a big response from last weekend's defeat. Their visit to Waterford got off to a frustrating start. The hosts were awarded a penalty in the 4th minute. Stephen Bennett confidently dispatched the game's first score. Tipperary gradually grew into the contest. Jason Ford's 22nd minute score gave his team a 2-point lead, won 5 to 10 points. Tip's good work was undone approaching the break. Jack Prendergast scored Waterford's second goal. to help the Dacia to a 2-point half-time advantage to 8 to 12 points. 4 unanswered second-half scores coupled with a fine save from Barry Hogan kept Tipperary in contention, but Desi Hutchinson outwitted the Tip defence with a quickly taken free. Stephen Bennett's goal restored Waterford's lead, 3-8 to 16 points. A breathless final quarter in Walsh Park ensued, with both sides exchanging some quality scores. The 70th minute point from Patrick Curran increased Waterford's lead to 4. Davy Fitzgerald's men were set to make it 2 wins from 2. But there was another twist to come. Sean Keneally's goal in additional time reduced the deficit to a single point, with 1 minute left to play. Tipperary weren't going down without a fight. Alan Tynan was awarded a free, and Gerard O'Connor stepped up to salvage a draw. It finished Waterford 3-21, Tipperary 1-27. Both sides' Munster ambitions remain intact. It was much more straightforward in today's Leinster Championship meeting between Wexford and Galway. The second-half goal from the hurl of Rory O'Connor helped his side to a comfortable 128 to 23-point win and revived Wexford's Leinster campaign. Shane Dawson, RTE News.
And staying with Gaelic Games action, Cork 1-point winners over Tipperary to progress to a Munster ladies football final meeting with Kerry. Kildare have their first win of this year's Leinster Championship, Holly Tyrrell scoring 2 goals in a 3-3 to 10 points win over Laois. Dublin and Meath are already through to the provincial final. Manchester City remain very much on course to win a 4th successive Premier League. Pep Guardiola's side were 5-1 winners at home to Wolves this evening. Erling Haaland providing 4 of the goals, including 2 from the penalty spot. Substitute Julian Alvarez completed City's scoring late on. In horse racing, Jack Kennedy survived having to sit out the final day of the season at Punchestown to claim his first Irish Jump Jockeys Championship. There was some compensation for Paul Townend. He steered home a Willie Mullins Grade 1 double. Carragesi took the Ballymore champion 4-year-old hurdle, with Lossiemouth capturing the Coolmore Irish Mares Champion Hurdle.
It's Lossiemouth who comes to it over in front, and Claire, she was one of the bankers for the week and racing up towards the line. She led the mares all season. She leads the mares at Punchestown. It's Lossiemouth who wins the champion for the mares. In second goes to Gala Marceau. In third is Ashro Diamond, and in fourth, the final finisher will be Tell Me Something Girl. Well, Barry.
Now in flat action, the first British Classic of the year, the 2000 Guineas at Newmarket, went the way of the Charlie Appleby trained Notable Speech under William Buick.
Notable Speech moves to the lead in the Guineas. Brazilian in second place, then it is Sheldon Harton, but it's Notable Speech for William Buick, who has 2 legs in hand, but it's Notable Speech from the all-weather to Guineas glory. But the Melvin, William Buick and Charlie Appleby. Brazilian second, Harton third, Ghostwriter is across the line in 4th place.
In snooker, Jack Jones is closing in on a place in the World Snooker Final. He resumed his semi-final with Stuart Bingham leading by 13 frames to 10. It's currently 15-12 to the Welshman. He needs 2 more for a place in the final against Kyron Wilson. In cycling, this year's Giro d'Italia got underway in Turin this afternoon, the start of 3 weeks of competition for the pink jersey, contested over near 3,500 kilometres. Jonathan Navarrete outsprinted Giro d'Italia favourite Tadej Pogačar to take the leaders Maglia Rosa. Germany's Max Schachmann took second ahead of Pogačar in a photo finish. Ireland's Eddie Dunbar was in the bunch that finished 20 seconds behind Navarrete. Before we go, some athletics news. Rashidat Adeleke and Charlene Maudsley have both been selected in both the women's and mixed 4x400 metres teams for the World Athletics Relays that take place in the Bahamas later tonight. Team Ireland go in search of Olympic qualification in both events. Now they need a top 2 finish in their respective heats to secure a place in the Paris Games, action due to take place in the early hours of tomorrow morning. But that's all the sport for now, so back to you, Ray.
Thanks, Joe. That's